Good morning. It's good to be back with you again for another virtual assembly. And I thought it'd be nice to have one last assembly that reminds us about how this season, this Christmas season, is actually really important. And it reminds us what it's all about. It's about a baby being born in a world that was in chaos, but that brought hope and love and joy and peace to so many people. It's an amazing story that just a tiny little baby was able to do so much. And yet it's there in the Bible. And as Christians, we believe that and we celebrate it every Christmas to remind us just how much God really does love every single person. He loves you and he loves me and he loves everyone. And he shows us that by sending Jesus into the world to teach us about it. We're going to hear that story now read to us by one of our team at the church here, and then we're going to pray.
Everything was ready. The moment God had been waiting for was here at last. God was coming to help his people, just as he'd promised in the beginning. But how would he come? What would he be like? What would he do? The mountains would have bowed down, the seas would have roared, the trees would have clapped their hands, but the earth held its breath. As silently as snow falling, he came in, and when no one was looking, in the darkness, he came. There was this young girl who was engaged to a man named Joseph. Joseph was the great-great-great-great-great-grandson of King David. One morning, this girl was minding her own business when suddenly a great warrior of light appeared right there in her bedroom. His name was Gabriel, and he was an angel, a special messenger from heaven. When she saw the tall, shining man standing there, Mary was frightened. "You don't need to be scared," Gabriel said. "God is very happy with you." Mary looked around to see perhaps he was talking to someone else. "Mary," Gabriel said, and he laughed with such gladness. Mary's eyes filled with sudden tears. "Mary, you are going to have a baby, a little boy. You will call him Jesus. He's God's own son. He's the one. He's the rescuer." The God who flung planets into space, kept them whirling around and around, the God who made the universe with just one word, the one who could do anything at all, was making himself small and coming down as a baby. Wait, God was sending a baby to rescue the world. "Oh, but that's too wonderful," Mary said, feeling her heart beating hard. "How can it be true?" "Is there anything too wonderful for God?" Gabriel asked. So Mary trusted God more than what her eyes could see, and she believed. "I am God's servant," she said. "Whatever God says, I will do." Sure enough, it was just as the angel had said. 9 months later, Mary was almost ready to have her baby. Now, Mary and Joseph had to take a trip to Bethlehem, the town King David was from. But when they reached the little town, they found every room was full. Every bed was taken. Oh no! "Go away," said the innkeeper. "There isn't a place for you." Where would they stay? Soon Mary's baby would come. They couldn't find anywhere except an old, tumbled-down stable. So they stayed where the cows and the donkeys and horses stayed. And there, in the stable, amongst the chickens and the donkeys and the cows, and in the quiet of the night, God gave the world his wonderful gift. The baby that would change the world was born, his baby son. Mary and Joseph wrapped him up to keep him warm. They made a soft bed of straw and used the animal's feeding trough as his cradle. They gazed in wonder at God's great gift, wrapping him in swaddling clothes and laying him in the manger. Mary and Joseph named him Jesus, Emmanuel, which means God has come to live with us. Because, of course, he had.
What a wonderful story, all about how Jesus was a gift from God to you and to me for us to celebrate and remember at this Christmas time. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for the gift of Jesus that we remember at Christmas time. Thank you that your son came to this earth as a tiny baby to show us how we should live and how we should love one another. Help us to remember him this Christmas as we go about all the fun and celebrations that we have this week and in the run-up to Christmas. Amen. Fantastic. See you again soon.